Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning.
And I'm Trinity French.
And we are your business coaches at Wired to Change.
With the number 2.
We help you get your business to the level you want it to be so you can enjoy the life of a small business owner. So welcome back. I told everybody you were on assignment last week. I don't want to bother anybody with, ooh, what's wrong? Nothing was wrong. We say in the radio business you were on assignment. So
I was on assignment.
Yeah, but we're glad you're back.
An assignment to stay in bed.
Yeah, we are glad you're back. It was nothing. No, do not read into that. So she is fine. We're all good here. So
I am healthy as a horse and ready to roll.
All right, so welcome back. Here's the guest we have for your welcome back.
I am so excited for the very, 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 very special guest that we have today, Miss Deborah Mathias. This is actually my first opportunity to meet you in person, but your reputation has preceded you. I have heard nothing but fantastic things about you from Mike and a lot of other people as well. So thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And I have a testimonial about Deborah that led to some funny connections, which I'm sure you've seen. I went and did a one-on-one with you. This must have been September, October, maybe.
Somewhere around there.
My LinkedIn wasn't doing anything. And you looked at it and you were nice, but I know you want to say, dude, now I know why it's doing nothing. Improper. When I changed my title to coach, podcaster, all the other consultant, just because you know what you're doing, we're going to get into that. Yeah. Now I get all kinds of connections because I've learned people just Google or they LinkedIn #business coach and stuff comes up. So I get requests from Australia, England, all over the place. And it's always, hey, Mike, I see that we kind of run in the same circles. I'd love to connect with you. I'll give you a shot. So I hit connect and it's now 2 out of every 5. 8 minutes later, here comes a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm like, dude, come on. Aren't you going to even ask how I'm feeling today?
Right.
It's like a day. You want me to sleep with you, but at least buy me dinner.
Right.
Nothing.
Could I have a drink first?
Something. Yeah, but nothing. So, but it has done wonders. So I am a walking testimonial of what Deborah can do to help you get found on LinkedIn. We're going to get to that. We've got her here for a couple of podcasts, but we're going to get into a little bit of how Deborah got here first. So.
Okay.
Well, my first question that the listeners are just dying to know is just tell us a little bit about your background. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, boy. How far do we want to go back?
We want a nice, succinct answer.
Okay. I was born and raised on Kildare Farm Road in
Apex,
North Carolina.
Oh, in Apex.
I was the third baby born in Fuquay-Varina Hospital.
Nice.
And so I am a native North Carolinian by birth. At 18 years old, I decided to get married and moved to Columbus, Ohio, where I was married for about 3.5 years. And that didn't work out, but that's okay. He's still a friend of mine. We still are in contact with each other.
Sounds like her and her ex-boyfriends.
Right, exactly.
She sold houses to a couple of them.
You got to remain friends. I try to not have any animosity with anyone. My biggest thing in life is never to burn a bridge because you never know when you have to cross it again.
Exactly. And I feel like I'm a fairly good judge of character. And the people that I've dated are really amazing human beings.
Exactly.
They just weren't the right human being for me.
Exactly. So in 1983, I moved back to North Carolina, took care of my mother. She went through a 4-part coronary bypass. In 1987, I moved back to Columbus, Ohio, where I met the man, Dennis Mathias, that I've been married to for 30 years. And the key I'll tell anybody is marry your best friend, because he's truly my best friend.
And literally, how did you two meet?
At a bar.
Nice.
A friend of mine, I'd only been back in Columbus a couple of weeks, and my friend goes, hey, let's go to this bar. They have a great spread. We'll buy a drink and, eat dinner. Yeah. I'm like, okay, great. So he was standing across the bar, and they had been watching me. I had no idea. I look across the bar, and I see him, and I'm like, oh, wow. Now, of course, he was leaned over on the bar. I didn't realize he was 6'2", but so I went and told his friend that I would like to meet him. And went up and stood on the steps, waited for about 15 minutes, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm starting to look stupid. So I'm starting down the steps. He came up. Next thing I know, asked me to dance, and the rest, they say, is history. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.
I like women because my wife falls into this category of just blowing right through a red flag to meet a guy.
Right.
Because if it had been anybody, almost anybody else, you were gone at 8 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But something made you stay for 15.
Something made me stay.
Yeah.
It was like, I was like, oh, yeah, because I'm usually 3 minutes, I'm out. But I married my best friend.
Go.
So then I moved back to North Carolina. We did April 4th of 2016. So this April 4th, we'll be here exactly 4 years.
All right.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Glad to have you
Glad
back
to be
here.
home.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think of the differences in the Apex and Fuquay area?
As when I grew up. When I grew up, it was like
Cow pastures.
rural,
Yeah.
cow pastures. I mean, Kildare Farm Road, where I grew up, is corral now. They help at-risk youth. I look, and it still kind of looks the same, but at the corner there was Womble's Dairy, and now there's a shopping mall there. So,
Right.
It's like I've come back, and even though we visited throughout the 30 years that we have been married, we'd come home and visit, and it just, until you move here, you don't realize that there are that many people in the Triangle area, but we've got 68. The numbers change weekly, 68 to 72 people moving
New people
here.
coming in
Right.
each day. Yeah.
As a realtor,
Which
she
is
loves
a
those numbers.
target-rich environment for me for career transitioning.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yes.
For both of you.
yeah.
Yeah. Sell them a house and they can change jobs all they want. They can change it 3 times once they buy the house, right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, just don't change during buying your house.
Yeah,
Thank you very
not
much.
good.
So what is the scope of your business? Tell us a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis.
I have 3 things that I do. I either go into companies physically and train their sales staff, or from the VPs all the way down, how to grow, market, and promote their business on LinkedIn, or find a career on LinkedIn, or I teach recruiters how to hire on LinkedIn and how to find the right candidate, because it's tough for HR professionals to really know who's a good candidate. So I help the career transitioning people get their profile stellar so that they can get found on LinkedIn. So that's what I do. I
Awesome.
train professionals to anybody to market themselves.
And what's the name of your company?
Connect to clients.
Connect to clients, keeping it nice and simple.
Nice and
You don't-
simple.
Tells
And
everybody what they're going to get, right?
I've had so many people throughout my career say, connect to clients, you need to have like a jazzier name or a more professional name. And I'm like, look, I'm all about transparency. Connecting people to each other is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's my passion. That is truly my passion, is connecting people to do great things together. If I can do that, I've done my job.
How'd you land on that name?
It's really funny. Let me tell you, let's start with networking with LinkedIn
Okay.
first. Networking with LinkedIn, the courier company that I worked for in Columbus, Ohio, well, as we all know, like now, in 2008, the world went sideways. Stock market dropped like now, and nobody was seeing salespeople. I mean, nobody. Not even my clients would see me, because nobody wanted to let go of their money.
Yep.
So I got on LinkedIn and I started connecting with people, and literally took my client list and prospect list and started connecting with them on LinkedIn. So the owner of the courier company came in one day and he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm networking with LinkedIn." So how I named my company Connect to Clients, because that is truly what I started doing on LinkedIn, was connecting with my clients to show them who I was and the difference that I saw, because it really confused me why I was taking people candy and cups, I was pizzas, everything. Nothing was working. What made the difference between me being on LinkedIn and them seeing me and reaching out through a message on LinkedIn and saying, "Okay, I'll see you," versus me picking up the phone, texting, emailing? And I realized it was credibility. They could look at my LinkedIn profile and see my education, the jobs I'd had,
How long you've been in
how
them.
long I'd been doing what I've been doing. They could see my credibility. The one thing that I share with people about LinkedIn, your about section, the first 3 sentences,
Yes.
you only get 3 sentences. Make it personal. Mine says, I'm a former race car driver, a Duke Blue Devil fan, and a 17-year breast cancer survivor. So I've checked 3 boxes: people that love sports, people that love motorsports, people that know people that have cancer. Everybody knows somebody. So I've connected with the person that's looking at my profile and they go, wow, I like racing, or I like to, and even if they're not a Duke Blue Devil fan, we've got enough NC State, Wake Forest, UNC, Michigan, Ohio State. Everybody has a team. So at least they know I know sports. So I tell people to keep it real. The first 3 sentences, you've only got, in today's social media world, you've only got 3 sentences for me to like you. And if you start out going, my name is Deborah Matthias, and I'm a LinkedIn trainer, and I've done this, and nobody cares. They really don't.
It's like a billboard on the interstate. You can't have
Right.
3 paragraphs. You get an image, couple of
An
words
image,
that I can
couple of
read.
words.
Yeah.
Today in social media, people scan. They don't read.
No.
Even HR directors, when they look at somebody's resume, that's why I teach people to make a PDF of their LinkedIn profile to send to HR, because they'll read that summary. They'll read that about section.
Okay.
And they may find that you belong with their company because you and Sally in accounting have something in common. So it's all about connecting with the person. Again, going back to connect. That's why I named my company Connect to Clients, because that's truly what I show people how to do.
We're going to get to the point that she's a Michigan fan. You're an Ohio State grad. We'll get to that later, okay?
Yeah, I saw that
We'll
on
get
the
to
bottom
that
of the
later.
paper.
That's why I put it there. Yeah. Oh, it was a silly.
I'm
Yeah.
just,
Oh.
I'm just,
dear.
I'm just,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
let
if I'd have
you
took
just
this
take it there when you
podcast
want
if I'd
to.
have known that. No,
Now,
just joking.
Of your
Just
3 points, race car driver, Duke, and breast cancer, which of those do you get the most connection with people from?
Actually, none.
You don't get conversations from people
I get
about
conversations.
those? Or excuse me, I
from-
should say conversation more
I
than
get
connections, yeah.
the most that I get conversation from is the sports.
Yeah.
Actually.
Down here, yeah.
Yeah, down here, yeah, especially. Actually, across the world, because
You
even
wouldn't say
people
Duke,
in
yeah.
other countries will go, soccer is their thing or whatever, but they know I love sports.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where it's that commonality of having a passion about something,
Yes.
letting people get to know you.
Yeah.
Be transparent.
Yeah, and down here, you kind of have to pick a team. If you're
Right.
going to live in the Triangle, which is for those
True.
not in the Triangle, it's Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. We've got Duke, Carolina,
Right.
State, not Wake Forest anymore, but yeah, you kind of have to
Right.
pick a team. And Trinity's, they got State, her and Scott.
Right.
Scott's
We do.
dad, Scott's family is through State, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
she's wearing
actually,
red.
when I grew up, when I was 3 years old, I was an NC State fan because the Valvano years for me were like nothing else. I love Jim Valvano. And I've got like a little sweater in one of those mirror boxes of when I was 3 years old, an NC State sweater.
That's so cute.
I know, it's precious. I found it. My mother sent it to me, and I'm like, I got to put this in a
Yeah.
box. This is
Yeah.
so cute. So
Nice.
I've been a sports fan since way little.
Yeah. My mom was a breast cancer survivor. Another cancer got her, but she survived that. My sister-in-law, breast cancer survivor. Most people have no idea how many people have had that
Right.
and survived it.
Right. I wish that there were, and this is something I've thought about doing, is starting a survivors, group or something like that. There are plenty, yes, but
You'll need a big building for that,
yeah,
which is good.
right.
Yeah.
But do it virtually, because
Yeah.
that's where we are in today's
All over the world, yeah.
right now.
All over the world.
Virtual.
So, well, good for you. Good for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy that you did. I know my mom they got hers early, which was good.
The one thing that I would like to say about cancer, and no matter what kind of cancer it is, we need to take care of the people that take care of the people.
Mhm.
Because the caregivers, I fell in love with my husband all over again, watching him watch me go through that disease. And it's just heartbreaking because they know they're helpless. They can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So
Well, good. That's a
Yep.
good story. I like that. You had a question. I know you're writing stuff down.
I'm writing questions
I
down
know.
over
Left
here.
and right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
writing questions
Yeah.
down because I know that our listeners are dying to know about what advice you have for other business owners. If you had one nugget,
One nugget?
yep, you only get to share one nugget of advice. What's the number one piece of advice that you would share with other small business owners?
If you don't have a social media platform, you are going to be left in the dust.
Can you unpack that a little bit for us?
Absolutely. I can pack it down to the finite. LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to tie your Twitter account to it. Set up a Twitter account and have your LinkedIn, anything you do on LinkedIn tied to your Twitter account. Facebook is never going to go away, I don't think. It's become unpopular. I'm not going to say unpopular, but it's become less popular since Microsoft's acquisition of LinkedIn in 2016, because Microsoft is doing tremendous things with LinkedIn these days. So you need to have someone in your back pocket. If you don't know how to do social media, get trained or get somebody that does know how to do social media, because, friends, it's not going away. It's just going to be even more in the next year. We're all going to have to learn how to be more social media savvy to get our message out, especially for small business.
I know social media is a generational thing.
Yes.
There are people that still fight you, like my age,
Oh, yeah.
58 and up.
Oh, look.
They still tell you, no, honey. And I'm sure you
yeah.
get, no, honey, no,
Yeah,
sweetie.
No,
right?
sweetie. You know, most of my clients, this will blow your mind, most of my clients are 50 plus in age. But my biggest demographic that looks at my website is 25 to 34. So
Interesting.
I'm hitting 25 to 54 hard. And that's great because I've got my keywords in all my social media spread out across different platforms. And you have to do that to effectively draw in your target client. Don't do the spaghetti method. You need to pick, sit down, get with someone so that they can show you whatever your business is, whether it's service or it's, whatever. You've got to have a plan.
I think it goes back to a couple of episodes ago when we were talking about how it drives me crazy when people don't have a website.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
When they,
Absolutely.
if you can't find them on the web, the very next place I go is either LinkedIn or Facebook to see if they have a business page.
Right.
Because I want to verify that they're a real business. If I can't find them on the web and if I
Right.
can't find them on social media,
You're a little concerned.
I'm a little concerned that they're not a legitimate business
Well,
if
let
they're
me
not
blow
taking
you
the
out of your
time to
chair,
do that.
Because until I moved here in 2016, I ran a successful business without a website. I would tell everybody to go to LinkedIn and look at my credentials, my recommendations, and everything. But you're right. Any small business must have a website to, again, have credibility.
It's accepted now, and people look at you funny if you don't have
a
it.
website. Right.
Whereas before, it's like, what are you doing with that?
What are you
That'll
doing?
never, that'll
Right.
never catch
That's
on.
what my
Yeah.
husband, that's exactly what my husband said when I moved here. But you've been doing everything good through LinkedIn. Why do you need a website? I go, well, nobody in Raleigh knows me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of think that everybody that meets me when I go out networking is going to go straight to LinkedIn. They're going to go and look for a website. I go, got to have a website. So, yeah, it's imperative.
You are also you talked about being a corporate and individual trainer, keynote speaker, which we know we could just hit record and we could be here till sun goes down, which we'd all be fine with. You're also an adjunct professor at Wake Tech, right?
Yes.
How often do you teach classes? And they're on LinkedIn, the classes you teach?
No, these are in person. My weight.
Well, no, I meant about LinkedIn.
Oh,
not
about
on
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How many classes do you teach a year?
I teach and am the only teacher for LinkedIn for the launch program, which is a small business program that Katie Gales at Wake Tech initiated and put together for small business people to learn how to do business. It goes from how to set up a business plan, how to get financing, how insurance, LinkedIn, social media, everything. It's called the Launch Wake County program, and I am the LinkedIn trainer for Wake Tech for that program.
When students walk into that class, what do you think or what do you find out their expectations are?
I think when they first walk in, and because everybody that trains with me, whether it's a corporate Fortune 500 company or a solopreneur, gets a pre-training worksheet.
Okay.
And you have to fill out that pre-training worksheet before you even train with me. I will not even train you until
I think I did that too. Yeah.
You did?
I did, yeah.
The reason that I do that is because when you're a small business person or a Fortune 500 company, even though you may have a marketing plan, you need to know how to do it on LinkedIn. Based on the information they give me are, who are your top 8 companies that you want to get in to do business with? Who are the 8 people you want to ask for a recommendation? You know, these are questions they need to have solidified. Bring me your logo for your company so we can put it in your banner. Have a nice picture done. So I help them build the profile. So getting back to your question, I believe that their expectation is this woman's going to grill me. And the one thing that Katie said that really, it's been one of the greatest things and it made my heart swell was she goes, you don't criticize people for what they don't have. She said you effectively show them how to build their brand on LinkedIn.
When I got done with the training with you, I felt like I've moved from 1977 to 2019. I walked out of there feeling very excited and very like, oh God, I've just missed the boat.
And that's how I want, everybody to feel when they leave a training with me, like, I've got it. I can get it done. I know I can do it.
Yep.
Because that is one of my aspirations too, is to be a motivational speaker at some point in my life.
I think you're going to get to that. But back to your point about making it personal. And Trinity, we've had this conversation all the time. In her world, it is. As a realtor, because they got to trust her. They're about to spend the most money they're ever going to spend in their life. Yeah, and they got to know her and trust her.
Right. Because when they come to you, and I used to train at the Columbus Board of Realtors in Columbus, Ohio.
I won't hold it against
30
you.
30 realtors. Yeah, really. 30 realtors about every other month. I would teach the realtors. With LinkedIn, you've got a great platform to let people know who you are, because they got to trust you before they hire you to sell their home or help them buy a home, because like you said, this is a lot of coin.
Well, even her intake forms with meeting with new clients, and we've adopted a lot of that with us as well, it connects personally.
Right.
Because she wants to know about them and they want to know about her. And I kind of knew it was because a lot of money involved, but the longer she and I worked together, realized like, dang, they really do have to know you and like you and know you just got married.
We spend a lot of time together, and I know intimate details about their life.
Right.
So that takes a lot of trust.
Absolutely.
And it takes a lot of trust to work by referral, because my referral partners that are the ones making these introductions, their reputation is now on the line whenever they refer a client to me. So I have to make sure that that client is so well taken care of that when they go back to that referrer, all they have is a glowing recommendation.
Exactly. That's what I tell people. You've got to, your referral partners are an extension of your business.
Well, and you two are the same. You both work from nothing but referrals, right? Yeah, same thing with Trinity. I mean, that's hard to do in the real estate world, is building to a point where, you and I can see my face on any bench. Wouldn't her face look great on the side of a bus? Wouldn't that smile look just wonderful? I'm going to start a GoFundMe for that, because I just want to see one.
No, you're like I am.
I would just die.
That would be so good.
Mike's been pushing for this bus for months now.
Every realtor that I've ever met, and I've met some really, really good ones, and I've met some really, really not so good ones. The ones that succeed truly have a passion for relationships, because it's not, nor will it ever be, about the money in our world. It's about the relationship. The money will come, and the referrals will come if you provide a good service, get to know your client,
and keep in contact.
And keep in touch.
Yep.
That is my partner. You just explained my partner without even meeting her.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
So I get the feeling that we have a lot in common.
I believe we do.
I know that I've had some struggles and things in my career that have built me to be the person that I am today. So what has been the biggest challenge that you've overcome in your business?
The biggest challenge that has always been my biggest struggle with what I do is making people understand what LinkedIn truly is. When LinkedIn first came out, they were seen as a place that you go and put your resume on and you find a career. And it was a job site place. Mm-hmm. The difference and what sets me apart from every other LinkedIn trainer in the world is the only thing I have ever used LinkedIn for was to build relationships and grow, market, and promote my business. Microsoft LinkedIn is doing a great job of educating people now that LinkedIn is more than just a place where you go and find a job.
It's not like Monster.
Right,
or
it's
one
not
of these.
like Monster or Indeed. It is truly a professional networking site for professionals to network. The people that get that are great. The people that don't get that, and I have to explain to them what it is, but that's my biggest challenge is people not understanding what the format is.
Yeah, like all the people that frickin' spam me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
But
I get a lot of in-mails.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you meet people, it's kind of like dating. It takes you a minute to figure out they're not going to get it, and they don't care to get it.
Oh, yeah.
You're under a minute now, aren't you? As long as you've done it.
I'm about
You can
20 seconds. Seriously.
Oh,
I can go in a room and I can talk to a room of 20.
Yeah.
And within 20 seconds of me speaking, I can look at their face and tell, oh, I get this. Now, it may happen during the course of my, free 30-minute speaking engagement to them to where they go, oh, wow, yeah, okay, I get it. I've even had appointments with people and sat down and they sit down and do a one-on-one with me and they sit down and they're like, I don't get it. And I went, okay, let's let you get it first. Because till you get it, we can't proceed because you really need to get it.
Yeah. A couple things I know Trinity will like here on your passions and interests, not only martial arts, but I know Trinity liked that you're a feng shui follower.
Yes.
Okay. I know she's
when
all
we
about
renovated our home on 1010 Road, that was one of the things we did. We took it to the studs and we kind of did like a free and positive thoughts could flow through the home.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So yes, I've been a feng shui or however you
say, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear it. And I've got one of the best ladies on LinkedIn. I have to mention her name is Laura Staley, and she's in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a feng shui master. I mean, this woman has forgot more about feng shui than I'll ever know. When I was in Columbus, Ohio, is really the one that got me into feng shui and what it means.
I know that I've had a few clients that are like, if my house doesn't face a certain direction, then I can't garden. And it wasn't until I bought my last house that's facing the wrong direction that I realized the importance of positioning and how it can affect your mood. And I'm a big fan of natural light.
Me too.
So if I don't have natural light in my space, it puts me into a depression.
I made my husband move a bookcase one time because it was sitting in front of where I read at night. And he goes, I got to move this bookcase because you're saying daggers come out of the bookcase. That makes no sense to me. And I go, it's bad feng shui. And he goes, okay, I'll move the bookcase. After he moved the bookcase, I couldn't read there because I would fall asleep. I was so relaxed. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should have left the bookcase there. But yeah, I've got 3 coins on my change purse in my pocketbook. So.
If you want to know more about Deborah, you can go to connect2clients.com. Read up about her and realize you're an idiot like me if you haven't gotten with her. But B, also learn more about what she does and how you can schedule a session with her. If you will go to our website and all of our podcasts, if you will rate, review, and subscribe, we would appreciate it. And we will see you next time on our Wired to Change podcast.